You're not gonna believe the features in this home right behind me, and obviously including the 3-car garage, which I think is a great thing in this community. But we are in one of the most popular and one of the hottest communities here in Jacksonville, Florida today. And we're gonna be checking out this amazing floor plan right behind me, as well as go over just why this neighborhood, this community is as popular as it is. So let's get into it right now. All right, so as I mentioned, as we come up, we have this beautiful 3-car garage, something that is awesome to see, something that you don't always get in a lot of these communities that we go through every day. You also get this really nice size front porch, which again is a very usable front porch, which isn't always a guarantee in my opinion. Then we come into our front entryway, and they give you a nice 8-foot front door when you first come in. This one has partial glass, which does allow natural light in, but also does give you some good privacy since it's not a full glass door. Then as we come in, right away you're gonna see here with our front entry hallway is we do that nice wood look tile flooring throughout this amazing floor plan. And again, if you wanna know more about this floor plan as we're going through this video, feel free to call me, text me, email me, it's gonna be on the screen. Or if you wanna know more about the community or the price of this floor plan, just reach out to me as well. So as we first come up, we have our first 2 bedrooms and bathroom at the front of the house. Now this is your first bedroom, which is a really good size. And keep in mind, this layout is a very common layout a lot of builders utilize here, where they put the first 2 bedrooms and bathroom at the front of the house. So that way you do get some, the kids get their own space at the front. With this floor plan too, the builder did do recessed lighting throughout all these spaces. You do get tons of natural light, but it's never a bad idea to have a lot of recessed lighting as well. That recessed lighting is gonna be more of an upgrade with the builder. Normally you'll just get the spot in the middle for a ceiling fan or a light or a chandelier, depending on what you wanna do with it. But again, the recessed lighting is a nice touch, really definitely finishes off the look. We also do get our standard size closet here, but what I do like that the builder did is they did give us those sliding doors, which is a much nicer look than the pesky bifolds that constantly break. We then have our other bedroom there, which we'll get to in one moment, but we're gonna stop first and check out this guest bathroom. So this guest bathroom, they did give us a double vanity here with that white quartz. They also gave us tons of cabinetry here. So again, you have plenty of storage space there as well as the linen closet. And I love the color they chose, almost that like darker navy look with it, which really pops compared to the chrome hardware and the white cabinets and the brown floors. So I do love that look. As far as the shower tub combo, they did do just an insert here, which is a very standard insert that you can do. And that's one of those things that when you're building with the builder, there's gonna be certain things that you're gonna wanna upgrade, and there's gonna be certain things that you may want to just leave as the standard, and a guest bathroom like that could be one where you go standard with, so that way you can put more money into maybe the kitchen or the bathrooms like you'll see in this one today. Then we have our second bedroom up here at the front. This is still a really good size space as well. They have more of that day bed, but you could easily have a full-size bed or a queen-size bed here. So overall, it's a really good size space that has been designed to look more of like a nursery or a girl's room over, across the board. We also saw that standard size closet with the slider doors. And we do have really nice ceiling height here with these 9-foot ceilings. So really just good across the board for that as well. We're then going to continue further back into the house, really to the part that you really want to see, which is that living room, dining room, kitchen, all that good stuff. Before we do that, let's actually check out over here our designated office. And that's something that's really cool about this floor plan. This floor plan has a lot of room to it. You're gonna be surprised just how large it is once we go over that. But this office here, again, gives you that space that if you work from home or if you need an in-home office, this is a very large office space that gives you tons of room to work with. And with having all the recessed lighting here to go with the natural light, it feels very light, very bright, just very open across the board. And then they finished it off with the double French doors. So having that French doors here with all the glass is a nice touch as well. Now we get to my favorite part of the house, which is the kitchen. The kitchen here, the reason why I love it so much is, again, those color choices that we saw in the first bathroom. They continue it here as well. But what I really love is the size of this kitchen. You know, you get tons of cabinet space and tons of pullouts, which you can never have too much of that for pots and pans and whatnot. But again, it's just a super clean look with the chrome hardware, the dark navy blue cabinets, you know, the white backsplash with the white countertops. I mean, just super clean, super sleek, really gives that high-end look, which I absolutely love. We then have that farm style sink here, but it's in a metal finish, which I do really like. So it's that really massive, really oversized sink. And again, what makes it a farm style sink is the fact that it does come out the front. So you don't have that fake wood drawer in the front hiding it. It's just all metal right there as well. On the other side, we have our microwave, which is going to vent to the outside of the house, along with our oven stove combo, which is gas. This is a gas community. Gas communities are very popular right now here in Northeast Florida in Jacksonville. And this is a community that does offer you that. So you're gonna have a gas hookup in your kitchen, you're gonna have a gas hookup for your laundry, you're gonna have a gas hookup for your tankless gas water heater, and you're gonna normally have a gas hookup outside for that summer kitchen that you'll eventually want, or maybe even a fire pit. This one may even have that, so just wait for that. But overall, you know, tons of cabinet space across the board, you know, tons of pullouts, you know, just great use of the space. You know, we have that Whirlpool fridge here as well, and tons more cabinetry and countertops off on the side to finish it off. Back in here, we have our pantry. So our pantry is a good sized space, but again, if that's not enough space for you, you can also utilize part of your laundry room, which is over here as well, tucked away. In this laundry room, as you can see here, the builder did a whole bunch of cabinetry up top to really match with the kitchen. And you do have your sink here as well, which is not always a guarantee of getting with a builder, depending on their floor plans here in Jacksonville, Northeast Florida. Finally, we do also have our 3-car garage entrance here, which I do want to highlight. Let me get that light on real quick. What I love about the space out here, as you'll see, is they did do epoxy floor, which is not always a guarantee of getting. And it's just really cool when the builder does that, because it shows you that they're more inclined to do that when they do build the home for you. So that's great to see. It is gonna be an upgrade. So again, that's another one of those where you have to call me, text me, email me if you wanna know what parts of this were upgrades and what were standards, but it does give you an idea of what you can do with the builder if you desired. We also have our living room here, which we will touch on momentarily in more detail. We have our dining room back there as well. But what I absolutely love about this floor plan is the fact that you have a mother-in-law wing of the house or suite tucked away over here right off of your kitchen. So this mother-in-law suite, this is gonna be your 3rd bedroom and 2nd bathroom. So it's almost like a mini primary. And again, it's a really good size, maybe a little bit small. You know, it's a full-size bed, you know, maybe a queen's about the biggest you can do. But things that I do love about it is if you go over there, you're gonna see that you have a nice, good size walk-in closet. So this space, although the bedroom's a little bit smaller, does give you a great size walk-in closet, and it also does give you your own private bathroom. So they continue the same countertops and cabinets as what we saw in the rest of the house so far. And you have your stand-up shower here, which finishes it off. One thing I would like to have seen is the tile up to the ceiling, but it's still a very nice, clean look. And then they continue that chrome trim around the glass as well. So it's not seamless glass, but it's a nice glass enclosure regardless. So really great space overall. And something that I definitely wanted to highlight, because if you're someone who is looking for space and you need a space for your mom or your dad or your parents, or maybe you have a teenage son or daughter that you want them to have their own space, that's a great space for them in this beautiful floor plan. And again, it's at an amazing price, which we will go over later on in this video, so just hold tight for that. But then we get to our dining room, and what can I say other than just wow? I mean, this dining room is massive. I mean, this is probably the biggest dining room table I have seen while going through a lot of these different floor plans and model homes with these different builders. And this is like 2 dining room tables in one, and you still have additional storage space behind it as well. So I mean, just beautiful across the board, almost more space than you need. I do really love that wallpaper that the builder chose there with the glass as well for a lot of natural light. Just really cool across the board on how they designed this floor plan. Then we get back to the living room that I was telling you about earlier. And this living room is a great size as well. Would have been cool if they had a tray ceiling here. If you know me, you know I like trays. There is a possibility that a tray ceiling is an option with this as well, but you only know if you reach out to me to definitely find out. But this is a massive sectional couch, which definitely highlights just how big this living room is. And overall, it gives you a great space to be able to entertain friends, family, guests. So if you are someone who likes to have large gatherings, whether it's for sporting events or just for anything, this is potentially the floor plan that would be the right fit for you and your family. And again, this is a floor plan that's going to typically go on a 60-foot wide lot, which is going to give you a lot of privacy, even with your neighbors. But now let's check out the primary bedroom, which is going to be really cool to see as well before we finish it off outside, which you're not going to miss that either. So now getting to the primary bedroom, as you're going to see here, is a great size space and gives you some amazing views as well when you can get a lot like this one that backs up to the lake and preserve. But overall, when you can have a king size bed, nightstands on each side, a dresser, a little sitting area over here, when you have all that in the room and it still feels large, that's a great sign to tell you that it is a great size space overall. Just like with the living room, I would have loved to have seen a tray ceiling in here as well. Just for reference, they may offer that with this floor plan. But overall, the recessed lighting, the natural light coming from the windows, it all plays well together, makes the space feel super light and bright, and makes it a space where I could see myself spending a lot of time in on a day-to-day basis if this was the house I lived in. Then we get to our primary bathroom. And you do have the double vanity here with the same countertops, cabinets, and hardware that we saw in the kitchen and the rest of the house. And again, it's a very clean, sleek look. So I do like seeing that across the board. And then here on the other side, we do have a shower and a tub combination. Something that you don't have to do, there's gonna be different options here. You could probably do just one large shower as well. But if you're someone who likes to take nice, long baths, it's a nice little spot to take it in, especially if you're next to a 2-story house like this one is, to where you have some really nice views from your window. And again, this window too, you can add a haze to it to give you more privacy as well. But overall, great space, great finishes. I would like to have seen the tile go up to the ceiling, like with the other bathroom. Again, a little pet peeve of mine, but does kind of give you that idea that that is an upgrade. And then the enclosure here is all that seamless glass, which gives it a nice clean look in my opinion. We have our water closet off to the side there, which again, you would normally have doors here because of the model. They didn't put the doors in yet, but they will when they eventually sell it. And then we finish it off with this nice, large closet. I mean, this primary closet is super wide. It's pretty deep as well. And it really does give you everything you could want and need from a storage space standpoint. And even though they did just do the wire racks in here, which is gonna be their standard, you could easily do some custom closets in here and really maximize the look of the space, if this was your home. So again, just really cool features across the board, really great space across the board in this home. But we're not done yet. Let's now go outside as I wanna show you some really cool features back there that the builder did that you could do yourself if you made this home yours in the future. Now outside, right away, you're gonna see we have this really large back porch, and this is a covered back porch, which when you live in a state like Florida, in a city like the Jacksonville or Northeast area, you wanna have it covered. And this, what's really cool is when you have a covered back porch like this that the builder puts on, they always continue it underneath the same roof line as the rest of the house, which is very important. It's that you definitely don't wanna pass up, especially if there's an ability to make it even larger with the builder as an upgrade. But this back porch, it's a great size. You have this outdoor dining room, so that way on the nice summer days, you can really enjoy your back porch area. You also have your gas hookup up here like I told you would have. So if you want to do an outdoor kitchen, you definitely could. And if you want to screen this in, if you don't want to deal with the bugs during some parts of the year, because we do have those, you could easily screen this in as well if you desired. So there's a lot of different options you can do. In addition, this home does have gutters. Gutters sometimes are standard with some builders, while with others it's an upgrade. So if you want to know what it is with this builder, you just gotta reach out to me for that. But then it takes us to our back fire pit area. Again, I did reference the fire pit earlier, and here's why. But this back fire pit area, they continue the back porch with an uncovered area with pavers, which I really like the paver design they chose. And this back fire pit is a really cool feature to end it with, because on colder days here in Northeast Florida, to have friends or family, or if it's just you and your kids, to be able to enjoy, having a nice little fire going on those colder days, you can't beat that, especially as you have some amazing views of this back lake and preserve as well. So it really does give you just a nice, serene, calm backyard to enjoy your summer days, to enjoy your winter days here in Jacksonville, Northeast Florida. So that's gonna finish the tour of this home, but now we're gonna go over, the floor plan, the price of this home, as well as where we're at today and why this community is one of the top and best communities and hottest communities here in the Jacksonville, Northeast Florida area. So we're gonna get into that right now. So this is a pretty cool home, right? Pretty cool floor plan overall, the way it's designed. At least I think so. What I love about this is, depending on what your family dynamic is, it's a really cool ability to have, if you have young kids, they have the front of the house, you have the back of the house. If you have older family or an older kid, they can have their own section of the house with that bedroom, bathroom combo. So overall, it kind of gives everyone their own space, which isn't always a guarantee when you're buying a home anywhere. What I also love is it's a one-story floor plan, and you get a lot of home for this layout. You obviously get the 3-car garage, but just like this dining room behind me, you get a lot of space in different parts of the house. And that's something that people do like about this floor plan. It's why people do also like this builder and how they build a lot of their homes here in the community we're in today, is because of how they do their layouts. And this community, it's very popular for many reasons, one of which is some of these floor plans, but also it's popular due to its amenities, as well as the schools you get here, because we are in North St. Johns County, which has some of the best schools in the whole state per greatschools.org. And so that drives a lot of people to the area. As far as the community though, we're in the Rivertown community. This community is built by Mattamy Homes, and it's been in construction for quite a while. This community has been under construction for the last 7 to 8 years, with multiple homes being built. And you would think, okay, that's a long time. That means they must be done with it, right? No, they still have another 5 to 6 years of building to finish off this community. And what that means is that there's a lot of opportunities still to get an amazing home in this community and neighborhood. Mattamy builds a very energy efficient house, as they are a national home builder. And a lot of people do like their homes for that reason alone. But ultimately they do build a very solid house. And you saw that today with a lot of the finishes that they put in their model home to give you an idea of what you could do with a home if you bought one with them. Because they're always gonna have options to buy one if you have to buy something right this second. But they'll also have options if you want to build with them to build, and wait for it to get finished and be able to choose your structurals and your design options. That's always a cool feature that really drives people here as well. But the Rivertown community, it is really close to the St. Johns River, which people do like that because it is more suburban out here. You're not as much in the hustle and bustle. But if you do need to go to say, the St. John's Town Center or to the beaches, you're still only about 30 to 40 minutes to get to most major attractions in Jacksonville, Florida as well. So you're not that far away from many things. But also people do like it because the prices here are really great compared to other major cities like Orlando and Tampa and Miami, to where you can buy here and you can still visit those major cities for weekend trips or week trips, because they're all less than 4 hours away from Jacksonville, maybe 5 hours if we're talking about Miami. So there's a lot of benefits there to live here, between the schools, the amenities, and just the general location that it's located in. But as far as this floor plan, people do like it, again, because of its flow. And if you want to know, the name of it is the Hawken floor plan. And this floor plan, it's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath floor plan, as you saw today with the office. It's around 2,600 square feet, sitting around 2,603. And it just gives you a lot to work with. At the end of the day, when you're looking to find your next home here in Northeast Florida and here in Jacksonville, there will be many different builders to choose from, many different neighbors to choose from. So really what it comes down to is determining where you want to be at location-wise, figuring out which builders you have as options, and then figuring out with those builders, the options that they have, what finishes you want to put into those options being the floor plans. And ultimately, having a good real estate agent to work with does help a lot because they can help guide you through that process. And that's always my goal when I work with different people on finding a home here in Jacksonville, Florida. But getting back on topic, this specific floor plan, you're not going to believe the price or the incentives. And do keep in mind the price incentives are always subject to change. So it's not always a guarantee that, you know, what is today is what's going to be, you know, a month from now, a week from now, a year from now. But currently at this time, the incentives are pretty good in the sense that, you know, they are offering different concessions towards closing costs. They're offering different concessions towards rate buy downs. And then also if you're building, they're also offering different concessions towards design center finishes. Or maybe we've seen with some builders, you know, reductions in lot premiums to be able to help get you the best price possible for this floor plan or any of their other amazing floor plans. So again, those subject to change, but if you want to know what they are right this second, you just got to give me a call, a text, an email. You can also, in the description of this video, there'll be a link to my calendar. You can set a time to meet with me face-to-face or through Zoom, because that's always my goal, is to help you through the process. And as far as the price, you're not going to believe it, but the price at this time is right around $560,000, that is. And so at $560,000 to get 2,600 square feet with a 3-car garage, you know, with the layout that you get here, you can't beat that. And with the incentives that they're offering, you know, there's even more you can get with that to make it truly your own. So again, if you want to know more about this floor plan or any others, you just got to reach out to me. If you stayed till the end of this video, make sure you like the video, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell so you get notified to post more like that in the future. And then stay tuned because we will be posting more like this in the future as well. So besides that, I'll see you guys again in our next video.